Yeah, boy. You hear that? That's gonna be on this video. Let me show you. So that's how I mix it. Right? So it goes from there, 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 into here, from there. See what I'm saying? And now we gotta go fish. Well, if you're focusing in on this cat daddy right here, looks like we got the Ranger hooked up, ready to rock and roll. We're going down to Parkway Marina, and we got the 93 361 hooked up, the Ranger, Andy's / Billy's Ranger. Billy's buying it. I'm taking it down. I'm gonna drop it off at Billy's new house. Billy bought him a house on the lake. We're gonna crash that mother. And I've got to get some underwater footage of the new quivers, the 4.5s. I've got them in my truck right now. I might show them to you. Maybe just a little. You know what? I might show you how I get underwater footage. I can do it by myself. I don't need two people. Let's do this. Yeah, man, down here at Parkway Marina. Just got down here, got James all straightened out. He's gonna have all his stuff next week when I get back from the classic. He'll have all the quivers and the Ned bombs, bomb shots, new hats, all that stuff that he hasn't got. But this dude, look at this wind rolling in, Jack. Yes. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this Ranger in, and I'm gonna get in that wind. I gotta get some underwater footage of it, but I'm gonna get in that wind. Might throw a jerkbait, maybe a crankbait. Let's go. All right, so yeah. I'm gonna show you how I film underwater footage, and it's pretty simple, and it's really simple when you have spot lock. This ain't my boat, Andy's / Billy's boat, whatever. He's got spot lock on there, so you can just lock it down. You can just get the footage right off the side of the boat, especially if you're doing like soft plastic stuff like I am. But this is gonna be just simple stuff, and I'll show you exactly what I do and what I use, and it's pretty effective. So here we go. First thing, painter's pole. Nothing fancy, just kind of got it at Lowe's or something like that. I don't even know if I really bought it. I got it camo wrapped, okay? The next thing I got is this DJI Osmo. And I used to use GoPros, which GoPros will work. This Osmo has been really freaking sweet, which I film a lot of vlogs, and I don't know what that spot lock's doing. Most of my fishing videos, I have this camera right here in, either on my chest or on the dash mount or something. This thing is waterproof, you know, just pop it. You don't even need a case, just make sure that the, the old side plate's on. You don't want to take it off, because the thing about the Osmo is you can hardwire it in. You can put it on your dash and then run a wire from your cigarette lighter or whatever they call them now, 12 volt, run it straight to the camera if the battery goes dead. But you got to make sure you put your cover back on, because if not, water's going to get in it and it's going to take a shit. This is very effective. I like it because you can watch it back on the screen and make sure you got your shots. I've got a GoPro 3 Plus, a Hero 3 Plus. I know it's old school, but it still works. This Osmo is badass, if you know what I'm saying. The next thing you need is baits. Ouch. That's it. Jigs, soft plastics, crankbaits. You can do crankbaits. I might even show you how I do my crankbaits, but here's how I do it. Another tip. Of course, you want good, clear water. Now, this water isn't the clearest, but it's all I could find because the wind's blowing like Mach 12 out on the main channel. So I'm just kind of tucked away back in this cove right here so I can get some clean water that ain't all stirred up and whatnot. So now you got your painter's pole, like I said, a camera, action camera, GoPro, DJI, Osmo, something that's waterproof, preferably something that you can play back to see you got the shot, because there's nothing that sucks worse when you get home and you look at all your shots and you have like 3 seconds of the bait in your frame. That sucks. So with these, you can just, like I said, you can play them back and everything's good. Also on the GoPros, or most of them, you can hook your phone up to it and play it back. It just takes a lot of time. So anyway, what I like to do is I'll get my bait. And like I said, if the wind was blowing any harder, it'd be tough because the spot lock really helps. I'll just go ahead and power the camera on like so. Got my bait sitting here dangling, and I'm just gonna, if you're going straight down, you just got to figure out how your bait's going to be coming towards it. So I'm probably going to lift it up just a little bit. I'll let some line out, and then I will record again. That was the power. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lower it in the water. Most of the time, if you try to get it like on a rock or something like that, something that's steady, that helps to actually keep the camera still. I've got my camera position now, and now I'm just gonna hop the bait back to it like so. And you might have to do it a couple times to get your angle right. Maybe just put it right in front of the camera like this, and then we'll do it again as the boat moves away. So now we can pull it out of the water, turn it off, or not turn it off, we can pull it out and then just go to the menu and see how it looks. I'll get one more just because I was overworking it, and you can easily overwork the bait, and you don't want to do that. I do it all the time. And take this out. Stop the recording. See what this looks like. And I freaking nailed it. I nailed it. Straight up nailed it. And you'll do that. That's how I get a lot of underwater footage for like missile baits or Spro, anybody like that. So that was, you know, that's a shaky head deal that I got. And then, like most of your soft plastic baits are going to be pretty easy to get because you're bringing it towards the camera. Now remember, you've got the camera on the bottom and all you're doing is bringing it right to it, you know. And like I said, you can overwork it, but you just need to chill out a little bit and bring it right to it. Like it's a fish. Act like the camera's a fish and you're trying to entice it to eat it. So now let me go ahead and just show you how I do like crankbaits. You can do crankbaits, you can do swim baits, you can do, you know, any kind of baits that you retrieve. You can do jigs just like I was showing you. This is how I get like crankbait shots and stuff, just kind of putting it right beside the boat, up underneath the water. Well, let me just show you. And the cool thing is, like, you can do deep diving crankbaits, you can do shallow running crankbaits, you can do swim baits, you can do whatever. So I'll just turn the camera on, throw the crankbait out there depending on how deep it's going to go. Put the camera in, try and frame it up. And then hit the trolling motor. That was a little basic tutorial on how to get underwater footage for, like, you know, soft plastics. And the crankbait's a little bit more trickier because you got to get the camera angle right, and it will take you a couple 12 times to get it in the frame just right. But the cool thing about like the DJI Osmo is that you can watch it back. You know, as soon as you get it out of the water, you can watch it back. I think the Hero 8, you can do the same thing, and the 7 maybe. I'm gonna do another video like how I do like jigs, and you can actually set up shots and place like especially like a real rocky shoreline where it's not a lot of silt, like back here. You can set up shots. You can throw, you know, you can kind of make your own set, have you. You know, put some rocks in there and, you know, this and that, and get like some still images underwater, which is really cool too, and just have the video rolling where it, like maybe it's a jig and the skirt is just kind of like flaring in the current a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be moving. The crankbait, like I said, it's a little bit more trickier, and especially if you got one that dives to like 6 to 9 foot, it's wanting to go down. But you know, the deal is you just got to hold your rod tip up and you got to hold that pole. But on a trolling motor, it takes a little bit of coordination. This ain't my boat, so I don't have spot lock on my boat. So you don't need spot lock or power poles. You can get it with just a regular, you know, you don't need nothing special, just a camera and the bait. I'll do another one and show you how to set up like shots as far as like getting jigs, like dragging it back, you know, dragging a jig back to the camera. Same deal with the soft plastics. And you know, we could do like swim baits and spinner baits, and you know, top water's cool. I might do one on top water. I've got really good got some really good tricks for getting top water footage. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on oh, here's another thing. Try not to do it if it's real windy like today, because I'm kind of limited to where I can go and this and that, and you know, like that place, you know, the place I had before kind of got blown out because the trolling motor got too shallow. Try to do it on a, you know, like a pretty calm day is the key. That way you can actually see the bait, because you got to be able to see the bait coming to the camera to line it up. Hope you enjoyed this. Punch that subscribe button, elbow smash that like button if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the flippies. Huh? What has? Let me know what?